some point in time, it was on a truck. It was on a truck. That is why, since this pandemic has been in, things got a little slack and you couldn't get things. And then everybody all of a sudden noticed, oh, the truckers are still moving. The truckers are still moving. The truckers have always moved. It was just something that we took for granted and did not worry about it. It did not worry about it. But now, oh, the truckers, we're here to stay. Don't worry about it. We'll be right back. We're going to take a short commercial break, and we'll be right back with Truck Talk with Wiley Sanders Truck Lines. At Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, the only place you'll be stopping is at the bank. Wiley, money, money, money. Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, Troy, Alabama. Come drive for the best today. Wiley Sanders' 2020 vision for you is hauling lots of freight. We got it. Safe equipment, we got that. Lots of quality home time and great benefits like matching your 401k up to 4% of your gross pay. Blue Cross Blue Shield, Wiley Sanders Truck Line.
Troy Cable Security makes it easy to stay aware and stay in control of your home wherever you are. User-friendly interface allows easy navigation for lights, locks thermostat, video and garage doors. Never worry about leaving your garage door open or the front door unlocked. Your mobile app can send alerts to your phone for alarm and no alarm events. Know when your children arrive home from school with video response. Make sure your home is powered by Troy Cable Security for ultimate access, awareness, and protection.
Truck Talk with Wiley Sanders Truck Lines. Tune in to our live broadcast Monday mornings from 8:30 to 9:30 on TC2. Do you have a business in our area or thinking of opening a business in our area? If so, let's talk about it on Truck Talk. No charge to you. That's right, no charge to you. No charge to you. Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, Troy, Alabama, committed to the community. Remember, drive for the best. Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, Troy, Alabama. Wiley Sanders' 2020 vision for you is hauling lots of freight. We got it. Safe equipment, we got that. Lots of quality home time and great benefits like matching your 401k up to 4% of your gross pay. Blue Cross Blue Shield, Wiley Sanders Truck Lines. At Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, the only place you'll be stopping is at the bank. Wiley, money, money, money. Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, Troy, Alabama. Come drive for the best today.
Troy Cable Security Wi-Fi doorbell camera allows you to answer the door from your smartphone when you are at home, at work, or on the go. When a visitor presses the button, Troy Cable Security sends a live video feed to your smartphone so you can see, hear, and speak to the person at your door. With the doorbell camera, you can have your porch light turn on automatically when it detects motion at night to create the appearance that someone is at home. You can view video clips so you can always know who stopped by when you are out. Troy Cable Security. You love them, protect them.
And we're back with Truck Talk with Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, and I have the driver of the month for the van division.
Yeah.
Miss Perriman, let me ask you something. Okay. How long have you been driving a truck?
All my life, just about, it seems like. I think I was born in one.
How long have you been driving for Sanders?
13 years.
13 years. Mm-hmm. I noticed before we came on the air, you said I had 1 million. Look at the camera. Look at everybody. Wait, that's Miss Perriman. You was telling me you had a 1 million mile shirt.
Yeah, I got a 1,000,000 miles cup. It's got my name and everything on it, my dates and all that on it.
So you do a lot of training.
Yes, sir.
You like that?
Yeah, I do. If somebody wants to learn. If they just want to get on there and then tell me what to do, it don't work. I tell them they're going to learn it the Wiley way or they're not going to learn it.
Okay. Let me ask you this. How excited you was when you found out you had Driver of the Month?
I was really excited because I was expecting one of my best friends to get it. I didn't even know I had been nominated.
Really?
Right.
Oh, okay.
Lee didn't tell me.
He didn't tell you?
No.
So that's your dispatcher, Lee Outlaw?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure y'all have a great relationship.
Oh, yeah, he's been my dispatcher ever since I started there.
Really?
His kids were small when I started, and they're already through college and got kids of their own.
That's really nice. That's what I tell people, and we're going to get into that with you, too, because you do a little bit of that. But I tell people when I go to recruit them, I say, I didn't come here to hire you to drive a truck. I come here to hire you to drive a truck as a career. Once I hire somebody, I don't never want them to go nowhere. We got 401k matching 4%. We got Blue Cross Blue Shield. We got the Health Is You, and that's the insurance. Have you tried that?
No, I haven't because I'm on Social Security now.
Okay. Whoa, you make it all of it. Well, let me tell you, we got this plan, and it's called Health Is You, and I'm going to bring a brochure in here. I don't have one with me. But where you can call, modern medicine is something. You can call a doctor, a real live doctor, or you can video chat with him.
Right.
And tell your symptoms, and you get a diagnosis just if you had a doctor's appointment. Great for the truck drivers, and I brag about that because I think a trucking company that's got something like that going on is really looking out for the driver. Because you don't, how many doctor appointments have you missed?
I don't miss any. I just tell my dispatcher I have a doctor's appointment on such dates, and he sees that I get there.
And he sees that you get there. Well, you got an interesting story, don't you?
Well, kind of. I tell my guys that I go see recruiting, I tell them I would like to invite them to join our family. Because Wiley Sanders, it's not a trucking company. It's a family.
Oh, you talk.
Really, I'm serious.
I am too. I'm glad to hear you say that. I'm enjoying listening to you.
They you know, I call my dispatcher and I got a problem. I don't care if it's a personal problem. And he's going to listen to me. And he's going to, you know, he's going to be right there with me. In other words, he doesn't, well, that's your problem. You got to do this. And if I want to go home, all I got to do is tell him. I just want to go home.
So when you was, I think it was last year, when you was real sick,
Yes, sir.
I did not know that until yesterday. I called your dispatch. I did. I called him because I had heard from one of my drivers of the month, and I hadn't heard from you since I left. Since, you know, and I said, Miss Perriman gonna be there. And he said, she sure is, and she's excited about it.
Oh, I'm very excited.
And I said, well, she's so sweet. She works so hard. He said, yeah, I was worried about her one time, and he told me about it. That was a horrible experience, but you lived through it, and you're a cancer survivor.
Oh, yeah.
I know everybody's trying to figure out, what is he talking about? You're a cancer survivor.
Yeah, yeah. I found my cancer. I called my doctor, and I just told him I wanted a mammogram. I didn't tell him what for, but she says, you're asking me to get one? Okay, let's get it done. And within 2 weeks, I was cancer-free. They had me in, surgery and everything done. And I'm still taking chemo. That's been about 3 years ago, but I'll do that for another couple of years.
So you just noticed it, got something done about it, and didn't waste around. And
Yeah.
so how long are you out of work?
About maybe 3 weeks or a month.
Wow.
Yeah, I surprised them all because I was back. I said, come on, let's go.
That's what I was sitting here thinking. That was an amazing story.
They're good to me here.
That's good.
I've got an automatic, which was, you know, and I had told Mr. Driscoll that I didn't need an automatic because I didn't want one. And believe it or not, he came up with this automatic right before I found out I had the cancer. And I'm all complaining and everything. And then I found that out and I came back and I thought, thank you, Lord and Driscoll.
For the automatic.
For the automatic.
Because it made it easier with the
I
surgery.
couldn't have changed gears because it was my right arm.
Okay.
So.
Look at God working. That's amazing. So let me ask you, would you, if we got some new manuals, would you take one now after having automatic?
Oh, I can drive one, yeah.
But I'm saying, which would you rather drive now?
Well, if you're in a backup, give me that automatic any day of the week. Which we end up in quite a few backups, you know. And but I like the automatic. It pulls good too.
Let me ask you this. Where do you run a lot at? What are your favorite places to go?
Well, my favorite places to go is west. But I run up, I've got a son that lives in New York. And the load planners know this. So if they got anything going towards Syracuse, they see that I get it.
Well, that's great.
And I get to spend a couple of days at his house when I go.
Well, that's great. And it costs you nothing.
Nothing.
That's the word I was getting to. I've got a question here I want to ask you because I can't answer it. That's why I'm going to ask you.
Okay.
If there's a lady out there just listening to our show today and they're watching us and they're sitting there looking at you and they say, wow, that's cool. She drives her own truck. She even must train people to drive. What would you tell them the first steps to make? What would you tell? We're talking about a person just sitting out there and just doesn't admire what they've seen you accomplish being a lady driving a truck.
Their first step is make sure that you want to do this. This is not a 9-to-5 job.
Okay.
And we can go home anytime we want to. We don't have a forced dispatch. But the longer you stay out, the more you're going to make. If you're home every day, you're not going to be bringing home a lot. Mm-hmm. If you stay out a little bit, I've stayed out maybe a month, you know. And there's been times I've stayed out 3 months, but not because I was forced to, because I wanted to. I'd tell Lee, look, I need some extra money, run me. And he'd run me. So, you know, it just depends on the person. Now, if they really want to get into this business, mm-hmm. consider it, talk to your family. If you have small children, make sure you have someone to care for those children, that you're not going to have to be at home every day to take care of them. If you have a husband, you can drive together. You know, that's the thing about it. But you can take, I think the age limit's 10 or 12 that we can take a child mm-hmm. with us when they're not mm-hmm. in school.
12. Uh-huh.
And they love it. I've got great grandkids and they love it.
They love it. You know, Ms. Perriman, I sit here and I look at you and I think of all the success you've had working with us. And I hope some lady out there took heed to what you were saying, because I can tell you something. I've seen on that yard, she whooped that thing around and back in wherever she wants to go. What made you get into trucking?
My daddy used to own his own trucks. And I grew up with them. He would be on a load. I'd go out in the yard and move trucks around and play with them. He'd come in. He'd know something was wrong, but nobody'd ever tell him I'd done it. When I decided to drive, and I got my first driving job outside of him, and I went to Utah to drive. And I told him, I said, what I was doing. He said, oh, you can't do that. I can't? Why? He said, well, you're a woman. And I said, hey, you forgot to tell me all these years, you know. But yeah, before he died, he was really proud. He'd go with me on some trips and everything. And, you know, we'd be out there and he'd say, I never thought you'd do it. I never thought you'd do it. And he was really surprised.
You know, when people grow up around trucks, it's something that just won't, I don't know, it's something that gets in you. And I want to tell our audience this. When I come to Wiley Sanders, I was working on a trash truck, and I moved to the wash rack, and I moved to hookup, and I moved to the wrecker, but I was always fascinated by all the gauges. Mm-hmm. I would get in the truck, and I would see all the gauges, and I would get fascinated by that. And so I think my fascination to some other people may be intimidation. And that's why I wanted you to explain to ladies, because let me tell you, and not knocking nothing on, because we got a male driver of the month too, and we just pick them out of that bucket. But they dispatch had to put them in there, so it is required to me. But I will say this: you cannot get it. It's just something that cannot be explained. Driving a truck cannot be explained. I mean, any career that you can learn and can make good money right off the bat. You know, most jobs you have to work your way up, but in trucking, once you get your CDL, if another person gets their CDL, they get mileage pay and they out there, and it's just a good profession to be in. But when I look at lady truck drivers and I look at ours, not knocking my men, but we got some top-notch ladies.
Yes, we do.
I mean, we got some ladies that are top-notch. And if I get to calling names, then I'll make somebody mad, so I ain't going to call no names. And you can call names, but I can't afford to call no names. But I got several that comes through my mind. Some I recruited. Some you may have recruited. Some that was there when I got into recruiting. But I will say, ladies, I want you to know that this industry is wide open for you.
It is. It is.
It's wide.
I've got a trainee that's testing out this morning as we sit here.
You got a trainee that's testing out.
Right. She gets her own truck today. I'm not a bit worried about her.
You're not a bit worried about it. Now, let me ask you this. I'm glad you brought that up. So how many weeks she been on the truck with you?
We're supposed to be on there 10, but she had some things she had to take care of, so hers is a little less than 10. About 8 weeks is how long she was on there.
But she's good.
She is good.
And you ain't worried about it.
Nope.
She's testing out today.
She's testing out.
I saw something the other day that I really admired, and it was a driver. He had a trainee who was testing out, and they was there on a Thursday, but he didn't test out till Friday. That driver lived in Dothan. He spent the night there. His name is Tim. He spent the night there, so the next morning he would be there when that driver tested out. And just to stay there with it,
Yeah.
I thought that was just warm felt to me. I thought that was just a great thing to do. And I got to checking around, and they say he does that with all his.
Well,
Bring 'em in.
her husband met her here last night.
He's excited. Is he
Very.
going to ride with her?
Yes. He brought me some butter beans.
Butterbean.
She told him, she said, we can't get vegetables hardly out here. So he brought me butter beans, and I went and got some chicken and coleslaw to go with them. Oh, it was the best dinner. I know people think that's funny, but when you're out there like that and you can't get vegetables and food, regular food, you appreciate that.
I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
We're in the... You see this battery here?
Mm-hmm.
This is something that you probably hauled. We would never know, but this may be some plastic that you bought in before. And this is a plant that's what they turn it into. Is one of you might have bought a battery in that made that. I thought that was pretty cool.
Plus, we haul the plastic.
And we haul the plastic in the paint buckets. Mr. Perry, I just want to tell you on national TV, thank you for the job you do. Thank you for the dedication that you have for this company. Most of all, thank you for teaching, helping somebody else get them another chance. I did a little investigating on you. I did a little page turning, and I just didn't ask Lee because I knew I was going to get it. But the one thing your dispatcher Lee Outlaw said about you, he said, and these are the words he used. He said, I'll put up against any driver, and I don't think nobody can love this company no harder than she does.
I do love the company.
And I just want to tell you that in itself made me, and I was like, oh man, I'm so excited to talk to her tomorrow. I'm so excited. That's where I am. I have a compassion for trucking, but I also have a compassion for Wiley Sanders Truck Line, for the things that have did for me and my family, for the things I have seen it do for this community, for the things I have seen it do for other families. It's just good to have Wiley Sanders Truck Lines in Troy, Alabama, along with the other things in Troy, Alabama.
Yeah.
And people may say I beat this horse to death, but I'm going to beat him. I'm going to keep beating him. For a company to make a show like this and let other businesses come on here and tell what they have got going on and no charge, and just to keep this community close-knitted, that's big.
Well, I'll tell you something else, too. We didn't mention it, but they may consider something. We also have a pet policy. You can take your dog with you if you want to.
Yeah, I got a commercial. You ain't seen a commercial with your furry friend?
No, I haven't. I get to watch TV very often.
I got a commercial that I actually have a pet. Matter of fact, it's Miss Tony Sanders' dog.
Oh, okay.
I did Baby Tony's puppy. They kind of got on me for the rubbing on that one, so I moved that away. But yes, and a great point you bring up there, because we are pet friendly. Not only that, we went and behold and built the dog kennel down there and
I was going to say
pay
that.
a man to clean it and whatnot. So yes, very pet friendly.
That was my only complaint with Wiley was my dog, because I had nowhere to keep him while he was in the shop. And Lee says, we're building kennels for our dogs. And they did, and they're beautiful kennels. You know, there's plenty of them. They got space to move around in.
Water spigots, and you know, the thing I like about it is, oh my God, I wish I could think of his name, because I want to show him to you one day. I want to show you the guy. Ronnie Bozeman is a special project manager, but he's got a guy, oh man, that works with him, and he actually keeps that dog kennel real clean. Because I used to bring, and we're going to start back, you know, in the schools, sometimes I bring my schools here, and I tour the place with them. And I want to invite you right now on this show that if you're ever at one of your schools and some of your students want to come down, you invite them. You bring them down, and we'll bring them on this show. Let me tell you something. This pandemic is not going to hold us up forever.
It hasn't held us up any.
Well, no, but I'm just saying it slowed some things down with some schools and some of the things that we was doing, but I look at it, and I listened at Mike Harrell this morning at the prayer when we was there in safety, and he was just talking about how God has blessed this company. And I thought about it. I said, wow, that is really true.
It is.
Well, Ms. Perriman, I'm going to let you go to work. Is there anything you like to say before you go? Anybody you want to say hey to or wave at?
Well, my family, of course, they never see me. So, but if you really want a career with family-oriented, look at Wiley first.
Aw.
Everybody offers you all these things, and then you find out.
Look at them. I want them to hear you say this. Look at them.
They offer you everything. They offer you the sun, the moon, the stars, and then all of a sudden the stars aren't there, the moon's not there, and the sun is getting very dim. and I have found out through training that people that my girls have gone to school and orientation with, and they went with other companies. Oh, she had one that got mad because she was making more because he was supposed to be in training, and he's making only $230 a week.
And we pay all our trailers by the mile.
That's right.
Every mile that truck turns.
Whether I'm driving or she's driving.
That's right. And you know what? I don't never call another company's name.
I don't either.
Mr. Stephen Sanders told me, so we're going to be concerned with Wiley Sanders Truck Line. And that's what I do. And when I go into a school, I say, I don't know what you've been offered. I don't care. This is what I got. I stick with my plan.
Yeah.
And when you do that, you're better off.
Well, I never put down another school or another company.
What is this cup here you got?
Oh, that's the one I got for safety award this time. I've got about a dozen.
That's why I was asked to do that.
I've got a dozen of them. I got some that have my safety award on there, and then I've got one with my 1,000,000 miles on there. It's got my name, the dates, and all that on there. So
you should have waited. We're gonna get some safety flashlight you can put over your head.
I got some.
Ms. Perriman, I can't do nothing with you. Thank you for coming on the show, and I want to extend my welcome to you, and I mean this from my heart. Anytime that you got a student or if you just want to come back, especially when this pandemic is over and you want to come back and bring one of them grandbabies, you come back.
Okay.
You just let me know. This show is open to Wiley Sanders Truck Lines driver. We'll be right back with the next driver of the month. At Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, the only place you'll be stopping is at the bank. Wiley, some money. Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, Troy, Alabama. Come drive for the best today. Wiley Sanders' 2020 vision for you is hauling lots of freight. We got it. Safe equipment, we got that. Lots of quality home time and great benefits like matching your 401k up to 4% of your gross pay. Blue Cross Blue Shield, Wiley Sanders Truck Line.
Troy Cable Security makes it easy to stay aware and stay in control of your home wherever you are. User-friendly interface allows easy navigation for lights, locks thermostat, video and garage doors. Never worry about leaving your garage door open or the front door unlocked. Your mobile app can send alerts to your phone for alarm and no alarm events. Know when your children arrive home from school with video response. Make sure your home is powered by Troy Cable Security for ultimate access, awareness, and protection.
Truck Talk with Wiley Sanders Truck Lines. Tune in to our live broadcast Monday mornings from 8:30 to 9:30 on TC2. Do you have a business in our area or thinking of opening a business in our area? If so, let's talk about it on Truck Talk. No charge to you. That's right, no charge to you. No charge to you. Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, Troy, Alabama, committed to the community. Remember, drive for the best. Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, Troy, Alabama. Wiley Sanders' 2020 vision for you is hauling lots of freight. We got it. Safe equipment, we got that. Lots of quality home time and great benefits like matching your 401k up to 4% of your gross pay. Blue Cross Blue Shield, Wiley Sanders Truck Lines. At Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, the only place you'll be stopping is at the bank. Wiley's the money. Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, Troy, Alabama. Come drive for the best today.
Troy Cable Security Wi-Fi doorbell camera allows you to answer the door from your smartphone when you are at home, at work, or on the go. When a visitor presses the button, Troy Cable Security sends a live video feed to your smartphone so you can see, hear, and speak to the person at your door. With the doorbell camera, you can have your porch light turn on automatically when it detects motion at night to create the appearance that someone is at home. You can view video clips so you can always know who stopped by when you are out. Troy Cable Security. You love them, protect them.
At Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, the only place you'll be stopping is at the bank. Wiley's the money. Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, Troy, Alabama. Come drive for the best today. Wiley Sanders' 2020 vision for you is hauling lots of freight. We got it. Safe equipment, we got that. Lots of quality home time and great benefits like matching your 401k up to 4% of your gross pay. Blue Cross Blue Shield, Wiley Sanders Truck Line.
Troy Cable Security makes it easy to stay aware and stay in control of your home wherever you are. User-friendly interface allows easy navigation for lights, locks thermostat, video and garage doors. Never worry about leaving your garage door open or the front door unlocked. Your mobile app can send alerts to your phone for alarm and no alarm events. Know when your children arrive home from school with video response. Make sure your home is powered by Troy Cable Security for ultimate access, awareness, and protection.
And we're back with another edition of Truck Talk with Wiley Sanders Truck Line. And I got the driver of the month for Truck Talk, and he works in the Buck Division. Miss Perriman was the Van Division driver of the month, and this is the Buck Division driver of the month. What did you tell me the other day? You always knew you'd get your name in the what?
I always wanted to see my name in lights. And it was on a big billboard on the banner you have over there by the way station. That's neat.
That's pretty neat, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest with you. Doug Kitchens, I'm a new safety director. He said, you know, I started doing this with the driver a month, and we were just tweaking it as we go. We just been tweaking it, and didn't want to make nobody mad, so we come up with it like the lottery.
Yeah.
Put the name, dispatcher puts the names in. We had nothing to do with that, and we pull it. And Doug wanted just a little more, nothing to it. He said if we could put something where everybody would see their name when they come in. I'm trying to call somebody. And we did that, and we was going to put it up by the driver's lounge. Once again, project manager, Mr. Bozeman,
Yeah.
I gave the sign to him, kind of pawned it off on him. Man, we need to put this up. And he put it up by the scales and sent me a picture. And I said, oh, great.
Yeah.
But I didn't really look. You open your phone up and you look at a picture, but I really didn't look where it was. Love it there by the scales.
Oh, yeah.
Love it there by the scales.
I came in Saturday, and there was half a dozen drivers shook my hand. You're driver of the month. Hey, Frank, how you doing, Frank? On my way out. I was trying to get home.
What is that, Frank? You driver of the month?
That's it.
Frank, now, I'm going to tell you, he going to get on both of us, but I want you to get on him. You know Colonel Ward, that's your father.
Yeah.
You're his father-in-law.
My son-in-law, yeah.
Yeah, that's his son-in-law. And just before Doug come into being our safety director, I was going to get Colonel Ward to come in because I wanted to look like, big Colonel Ward with the big hat on and like a state trooper pulled it. What was my vision? But then I needed to bring Doug in and introduce him to everybody, and I got him to do it. But long story short, I told Colonel Ward that I said, what would have happened if you did that? He said, nothing would have happened. I would have just put his name back in there. I said, you can't do that. I said, you can't. He said, he do that when y'all have family events and they get in the pool or something. He said, he pulled one of his family members. He just throw that back in there.
Oh.
But how long have you been driving a truck?
About 47 years.
47 years.
I retired for a year, bought an old car, and then I come to Wiley. I've been here 4 years this time, 9 years back in the 80s.
And you just ride around and get paid.
Ride around, get paid, enjoy the country, the scenery. I like the freedom of being out. I'm not pushed.
Mm-hmm.
Dispatch says, you know, when can you be there? And he normally knows I'm going to be there that night.
Mm-hmm.
And in the morning, they're going to unload it.
Now, let me ask you, you're working just a little different part. When I say different, a different division. You work in the boat division. You drive on a month for the boat division.
Uh-huh.
And I know people hear me talk about the boat division and stuff, but you being a driver, and explain some of the things you do.
Well, like the bulk division, I'm on the van, what they call regional van bulk division. We're out and back. We take lead out, we bring scrap back most of the time. This predicament we're in, we're hauling paper and everything else.
Yeah.
But you're usually home every weekend. And I had no problem with dispatch. When I want to be home, I just tell him. And he knows usually on Friday I'm home. I came in Thursday, and CJ, I think that's his name, Rodney wasn't there. CJ says, Frank, I need you to go to Tampa. I said, okay. I run to Tampa and back. Came home Saturday.
You know, with Sanders, I found out you drive on a month. Miss Perriman, she's driving a month. And both of you guys are saying the same thing about getting home. You get home. You know, if I recruit, and if I talk to 100 drivers in a day, the topic of that conversation will be two things.
Pay and home.
You know it.
Because you got your family at home, my wife, my daughter. I've got 4 great-grandchildren. No, 5. 5 great-grandchildren in Ozark. And I've got 4 great-grandchildren in Kansas. So it's just family orientated. And the company works with you. It's family. You have no problem. If you have a doctor's appointment or you just want to go home to relax.
You don't have to be sick to go home.
You don't have to be sick. You just go home.
You know, I think that's what separates us from, and I use the other guys.
Yeah.
I think that what separates us. You know, when I was driving some, I was more like a fill-in because I drove tow and recovery. When stuff would break down, I would go get it. But whenever I did need to haul freight, I'm not going to sit here and say I was just always needed. Sometimes I needed that, and I would ask for something extra to do on my days off. And it was always amazed me. I ain't run around empty neither wherever I went. Next morning, I'd get unloaded. I had 2 of the coolest days off. I was off Sunday and Monday, which worked out great. I'd leave Sunday evening and deliver somewhere Monday morning.
Yeah.
And load back. I mean, I had a break behind me. Then I load back, be back home Monday evening, take another, and come on and start work on Tuesday.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not a lot of companies can offer that. And when you talk about family, I wish you'd seen a picture. I know he's going to get on me for telling this, but it was on Facebook, boss. But Mr. Steven Sanders, he was, his girls, they opened up an Uber, and he was in the wagon, and they was pulling him. Said, no air conditioning, no TV. But the ride, he said the ride cost him 10 cents. I said, well, man, you can't complain about all this.
You can't complain about that.
But when you have someone that owns the company,
Yes.
that has a family, he has 3 girls, you're going to have family-oriented thinking.
Right.
You're going to have that thinking, and that's what we do. And when you come in there, everybody knows you, and they know what you're going to do. You're going to go out, you're going to come back,
Right.
you're going to go home.
Right. Well, before this predicament, I was running lead to Holland, Ohio, unload, drop that trailer, pick up a load of scrap batteries or scrap lead, and back to Holland, Ohio, do the same thing and back again, be home Friday.
And be done.
Yeah, leave Sunday, be home Friday.
Yeah.
And do a double trip.
Yeah.
If you stay in it and
And
stay
you know, you
out
live
it,
in Dothan.
I live in Ozark.
Ozark.
Right.
So you can just drive home.
Yeah.
I know we got one of our drivers live in Dothan that works in the book division. And they actually don't. They come to Troy. If they come to Troy, they try to fix it where they don't have no break and go back out. They try to do like
Yeah.
you, come home on Fridays and go home. She don't like to go home on the weekends and
Yeah.
come back. You know, when you talk about the trucks and you talk about the automatics and the manuals, what's your view on that?
I'd rather have the manual because you got more control of it, like going down a hill, even pulling up a hill. They take their time shifting automatic, and you can shift the gear and going up the hill and be done with it. With the standard shift, I'm old school. I'd rather have the standard shift.
Okay, what do you have?
I got a standard shift.
You got a standard
Right.
shift.
I've got
Okay.
one of the older ones. They're working on mine. They're doing an in-frame on it, new engine. So when I get mine back, I got to break the new engine in.
Well, you have fun doing
Yeah.
that. You have fun doing that. You know, I have not drove an automatic. And I've got to do it because I want, other than just pull up
Well,
or something if we be taking
yeah.
pictures. But it amazes me to hear the guys talk about how they take off and how they
Real sluggish taking off. And well, I drove one for years with other company,
Oh, okay.
but that was what they had. I had to drive, and I did not like it.
Now let me tell you about that. You know, we're sitting here calling it automatic, but you know what it really is? It's automated. Let me tell you why. And Derek Thompson explained this to me.
Yeah.
I didn't really understand it till he explained it to me. It's the same transmission as your transmission, but it's got a little manual box that sits on top of that transmission to make it do those things.
The computer makes it.
And it's the same. That's why it's really, the real name for it is automated. And I did not know that. And he used to get on me about it. And I thought he was being funny.
I didn't know that.
And one day, yeah. And one day he really took the time and said, no, Hoss, I'm serious. It's a little old box. Trucking has did just like everything else in this world. It's got so modern. It's so modern. How many times a week do you call in?
Actually, I don't call him. I send my message in, and usually within an hour, he sends me something back. Go load here, and okay.
So you really don't, you know, it's not like the olden days. I'm sure
Oh, the
you're
old
older than
days
me.
you had to call in.
Go get on the phone booth.
You had to hunt a phone booth. I've seen one or two truck stops still got a phone booth, and that's weird.
I never will forget one morning I was needing to call in. It was on a Monday. That's when you got paid on Monday morning. I had run some extra trips and I was trying to get going and this guy was on the phone and he was just talking. I was sitting there like, come on. Well, this log truck pulls up. When the log truck pulled up, he pulled right up by the phone booth. So the person on the phone couldn't hear.
Yeah.
So they hung up and they stormed off. And then he got on the phone. I just said, well, I just ain't going to get paid for this week. But yeah, that is so modern and your directions comes over that, right?
Right, directions over the computer. I got a flip phone, so I got to use the computer a lot of things. But you get directions to every place. You got no problem with that. And GPS, I've never been let down by the GPS. Right to the customer, no problem. And
Do you, when you look at Wiley Sanders Truck Line, and because you've worked somewhere else, I'm going to put myself on the spot here, are you happy?
yes,
You're happy?
it's very different than other companies because, like Sherry said, it's family orientated. They treat you like family. They don't treat you like a number or you're just a driver. You're not. You're a person.
Oh, Brandy Jordan, she works side by side with me. I won't say I'm her boss. I say she works side by side with me. And she has this knack. I'm talking about all day long. everybody come through that safety door. She call them by name.
Yep, she does.
I think that is so amazing.
I was standing
And
outside.
she takes pride in that, and she loves it, and it makes the people around her try to get better. Because I try to get better with names,
Yep.
just because she's so great with it.
The first day I came in on orientation, Mr. Frank, I heard all about you from Mr. Ward. You're clear, everything's fine, you're going on the bulk division. I says, okay. And I was outside last week, and she went by with some of the new drivers. How you doing, Mr. Frank?
She know everybody.
Yeah, she knows everybody. Well, she gets the first hand at them
Yeah.
because she gives them their application. She
And
calls
she
them
don't
by
forget
name,
it.
and it sticks right in her
It
head.
sticks in her head.
And she
If
is
I'm
one-
looking for someone, and I'm trying to find, I said, you remember the guy that come in? If you sit there and tell her, she will come up with the name. You know, this morning I want to let you know something that we've started doing every Monday morning, and you can tell drivers, because my goal, and it was close to that this morning, because we had to do the social distance, but you know the walkway up on the safety,
Uh-huh.
my goal is to have that full of people praying every Monday morning. I'm getting a little closer. I'm getting a little closer. I invite people, which in 10, they invite somebody. And I really ain't pushed it like I want to push it because of the social distance.
Yeah.
But when we get where we can all come together, that to me looks like, orientation is tension. You know, you already, rode this bus here, or you done drove here, and you got to go, especially for a guy, I'm going to use you for example. If you was in orientation, you get bored real easy because of the fact you're watching this film that you've seen all your life 20 times, and you're listening at this guy saying, and when you make a wide turn and you're going, I only done that 100,000. So I think the prayer eases the tension and let everybody know we're trying to make them comfortable. Want to give a great shout out to Males too. They've been bringing the biscuits. They locally owned. They'll deliver them. She's giving us a great price on the biscuit, and everybody loves them. If you go by there and there's still some there, you need to check out one of them biscuits. They're good. They're good. So that's what we're after at Wiley Sanders Truck Line, a community of us and the drivers. Like you say, people saying, hey, Frank, how you doing?
Yeah.
And I think the sign was just the
The
coolest
sign
thing.
was the coolest thing.
That was just the
Yeah.
coolest thing, for a whole month. And I'm going to tell you, I'm not going to sit there and try it like I'm no genius. I went to the doctor back before this pandemic come up, and I saw this Employee of the Month sign. And I thought, I'm going to have Driver of the Month.
Yep.
And boy, I come back to Troy, and I went to Mr. Trace Parker, the president, and I bought it to him, and he was like, because I'm getting my speech all together, and Trace is bad to say, hey, man. He said, hey, man, just run with it. And I was like, okay, I got this. Now I got to make it work. And there's a tweaking it and coming up with things, and you want it to be, so many times we go out and try to make something positive and it turns negative. So we had to fix it where we wouldn't ruffle no feathers.
Yeah.
And everybody likes the pulling part because they be talking about it. That's why everybody was smiling at you. Because they thinking, all right, he's out of there because you can't win but once a year. They say, he's out of there, so I'm close. I'm on. And everybody, they waiting on that pull of that ticket. And it's fun. It gives us something to look forward to. And we're going to keep your plaque. Now, we're going to keep your plaque for a month. But after your month is up, we'll let you have it.
Okay.
To send the driver's license.
I
What
told
would you
my-
tell a young person that wanted to drive a truck? I asked Miss Sherman this question. I'm going to ask you. A young person, a young man or female, just watching this show and want to drive, what would you tell them? Look out there and tell them. What would you tell them to do?
First thing is the way you dress, your attitude, and
Correct.
get along with your dispatcher. If you get along with your dispatcher, you got it made. And just take it like you understand it, like you know what you're doing, and try not to mess up.
Yeah.
Just stay with it. I mean, enjoy your job. Don't take it like, oh, it's just a job I got to do. Well, I enjoy it out here on the road. It's different.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know, if nothing else out of this pandemic, which we've learned a lot of things, but one of the greatest things we learned is the importance of a truck driver.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that toilet paper and that tissue that we hauled,
Yeah.
all of a sudden became very valuable. Very valuable.
I've hauled a couple big lots loads down to Florida.
Mm-hmm.
And park in there at night at midnight, take my break, be ready to unload when they come in at 6. People come up, is there toilet paper on that trailer? I don't know, it's sealed. And I'm backed up to the dock where you can't get in and go out. And when we pull up and they break the seal in the morning, they had toilet paper all over the back of that trailer.
Well, I don't know what set the panic off with that, but either way, that was a turning stone in letting people know what we are doing in this country.
That's it.
Big lots had a lot of it to be hauled. Can you imagine what a driver is up against that's got on a load of Lysol?
Oh, Lord. Or Clorox.
Clorox.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to say that's what I'm hauling.
No.
I wouldn't want to say that's what I'm hauling. But it shows you that, and a couple of people told me this, and I was glad to know, and they wasn't in the trucking industry. The sheriff was one. The sheriff told me that he was watching this, and he said he was just watching them trucks. And he said he felt like if the trucks could keep moving, we'd be good. That's Sheriff of Pike County, Mr. Russell Thomas. I thought that was real smart of him to be knowing that much about what the trucking industry brings, not only to this world, what the trucking industry means to this world. If it stops now.
Yeah, America stops.
Yeah, we could stop the schools. We could stop the baseball, football. We can't stop this trucking industry.
No, because people don't realize everything you have has been moved by truck.
Been moved by a truck.
Because, like one woman said one time in a truck stop, oh, I'll go to Walmart and get it. I said, well, how you think Walmart got it?
That's right.
I mean, the plane and the ship and the train don't go to Walmart. The truck does.
That's right. That's right. That's
But
right.
if you look at anything, it's been hauled by truck.
It's been hauled by truck. And that is a great, for someone, and I tell people this all the time, everybody's not college material.
Yeah.
Let me raise my hand when I say that. Let me raise my hand. But to go to a school for 6 weeks, I think the longest school I know of is 8 weeks. But anyway, to go to a school for 6 weeks and come out and be able to walk on a job and start off making $50,000 to $60,000 a year, starting off pretty darn good.
Oh, yeah. Shoot, yeah.
And you know what else? But it goes by experience and your mileage goes up. But just think, that is good.
Mm-hmm.
What we pay the trainers now per mile, I remember when that used to be regular pay a mile. I was telling somebody that the other day. I said, I really got old. I said, I didn't. I remember that. But isn't it good to know that there's an industry out there that a man or a woman can make a good living for their family.
Yeah.
And see the world at the same time.
And see the country at the same time.
And then when summertime comes, carry your kids or your grandkids. You ever carry your grandkids?
No.
They don't go?
No, they're too much in that computer stuff.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. I'm glad they into that because when something is wrong with my phone, I find the smallest one in the room.
That's it.
And hand it to them. Say, fix this for me. Fix this for me.
My wife rode with me when she was off on the school bus in the summer.
Mm-hmm.
And she liked it, seeing the country, different places. We ran a lot of Texas, a lot of Florida, and a whole lot of East Coast.
Did she like on the East Coast?
Oh, so-so.
So on that East Coast.
Once she got up above Boston, it was fine. But anything below that, forget it. And New York City, she just did not like.
Just did not like. I tell you something, Mr. Frank. I was listening to you say the places you was going before this pandemic come in. I really feel like we got 2 minutes. I really feel like that another month or so, maybe this will be over with. At least
so.
maybe some more places will be opening up. I am really excited about the future of Wiley Sanders Truck Line, the direction we're going. Nothing is wrong with us now, but we just, as my boss say, we just gonna keep rising, and we're gonna stay in this community. We're gonna continue to make things better for the drivers. I could tell you a little secret, but I ain't gonna tell you. But we're gonna make things better for the drivers and the equipment. We got state-of-the-art equipment, and I don't think you'll get to break that engine all the way in. If you got the True Series truck, I think you might not get to break that engine all the way in.
I don't know.
But I know you're excited about doing that, and I want to tell you this. I thank you for the job you do, but most of all, I thank you for your excitement, the way you come there and sit, all right, guys, I'm driver of the month. Tell me how this works.
Well, I didn't know it. And Rodney sent me a message on the computer. Take a picture of yourself and send it to safety. Huh? Well, I pulled in the rest area at Tennessee line, got out of the truck, my little flip phone, took a picture, I sent it. Well, it didn't go, so I called safety. I says, who do I send this to? 5 o'clock in the evening. He gave me his personal phone number. Send it to me, I'll put it on the computer. I said, what's the deal? He says, you got driver of the month. Oh, man, I just happy-go-lucky all week. I came home, and I don't even drink. I came home and went by the store and bought 3 beers and took home. And my daughter was there, and I was taking them out, putting them in the refrigerator. She says, what's this? And my wife says, he's celebrating driver of the month.
Well, I'm glad you. I mean, that's what we want driver of the month to be about. It's about you, and we being special to you that month. And I think the shirt is nice. I think you did tell your wife about the gift card. And I think the gift card is nice. But I want to be honest with you, and I ain't trying to give him kudos. I'm just saying what's right. Mr. Kitchen's coming up with that idea to put y'all names up was just a great tweak to it. And you cannot teach if you can't be taught. And anything I do, I'm always looking for advice and looking for something. And me and him talking, and he coming up with that. And that sign is permanent. Needless to say, we're gonna have to peel your name off.
Peel the name off, put another name on.
That sign will be there, and guys that will become you watch now, because I've been kind of putting the bug out. That'll be you gonna meet drivers saying, trying to get my name by them scales.
Yeah,
trying to get my name by them
up there in lights.
Because
it's in lights. Where it's at.
Yeah, it's in lights. So that's really nice. So, Mr. Frank, is anybody you want to say good morning to or goodbye to before we go?
Good morning, my whole family. I know they're watching. Charles said he was going to record it, so they'll watch it later.
Well, all right. Thank you, and thank you for listening to us. And we'll be back next Monday with another edition of Truck Talk with Wiley Sanders Truck Line.
Thank you, Jeffrey.
Thank you. Truck Talk with Wiley Sanders Truck Lines. Tune in to our live broadcast Monday mornings from 8:30 to 9:30 on TC2. Do you have a business in our area or thinking of opening a business in our area? If so, let's talk about it on Truck Talk. No charge.